Giga Texas is half done, and it's more than the weather that's heating up in Austin. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla Weekend. Giga Texas has reached the halfway mark, and what a journey it's been. But it won't be another 8 months to finish the main factory, because they've got almost an order of magnitude more workers on the site. A lot of viewers give up before we get to the juiciest graphs, so let's start with one. This is the site's completion since I started tracking it back in December, by category, and man, is it looking good. There's a lot of charts and graphs and math in this one, so I hope you stick around until the end. So let's talk about it. And in a few minutes, we'll get to the weekly sitemap tracker, and please hang out for that because it's by far the coolest part of the video. If you haven't seen the earlier installments in this series, there's a lot of deep, cool, insightful information in there, and whatever questions you have about the methodology are likely already answered. I'll throw some links in the description, but if you have more questions than time, feel free to ask in the comments, and if you have the answers, you're one of those viewers, go ahead and check the comments and offer these newer viewers the information you have. I just ask that both camps stay nice to one another. The future birthplace of your Cybertruck started out as a thoroughly torn up sand and gravel mine, the sort of place the former owners should have remediated back to its original state after use, but they didn't, because they never do. They still managed to sell the site to Tesla for $97 million, at least on the surface, though in consideration of tax abatements, which Tesla will receive, amounting to $68 million of discount, Tesla picked up the 1,500 to 2,100 acres, depending on which source you look at, for under $30 million in net cost. The site is 15 to 20 times bigger than the land upon which Giga Shanghai was built, and at 1/3 of the cost, or rather 1/45 of the cost per acre at worst. That's a fantastic deal, even if you have to spend the first few months filling in man-made swampland with the same sorts of material originally removed from the site by the previous owners. So let's address some common, perfect questions. How big is the main building going to be? Well, this was covered back in the first in this series, Giga Texas's 28% done video, link in the description, but based on the sitemap, we believe it's going to be 1,180 feet wide by 3,820 feet long for a total footprint of 4.4 million total square feet. That's amazing, but it's hardly the entire story since it's only the footprint and doesn't include any of the second, third, or fourth floors. But I'm going to go into depth on those closer to the end. Stay tuned for that. What's going to be built on this site? Well, the Cybertruck will be built here eventually, but they haven't installed anything toward that end just yet. The 8,000-ton press needed to cast the front and rear assemblies has been ordered, but not yet delivered. So the site is going to start by producing Model Y, and we know that in part because of all the work already done to install components of the paint shop, which the Cybertruck is not going to need. What else is being built on the site? What other buildings can we expect? And why aren't they included? Well, the answers to these three questions are we don't know, and because we don't know, respectively. We have not yet found a way to determine what they plan or hope to build on their land across the highway or even on other parts of the main site. We do know that they had planned to build the switchyard, the substation, in one place, but now it's the parking lot. and we can see it being built up by the old concrete bag plant. So yeah, we only know what little we do because Travis County accidentally made public the initial site plan when they were apparently supposed to keep it private. So let's get to the week-by-week site map progress. But first, let me give a quick thanks to my Patreons who get early access, bonus content, help keep the channel running, and get to see all this content ad-free. And they get a second entry into the monthly giveaway. Did I not mention the giveaway? Oh yeah, you just have to leave a comment and or subscribe and you're automatically entered. And the winners will be announced in the first news roundup of each month. So tune back in for that and, subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss that episode. Here's the site as it appears this week. And let's roll it back to December 14th and roll through it week by week to see the progress. Some of the smaller details may seem to regress in a given week due to rework or better accounting of completion, but over the longer trend, it's generally accurate. By popular request, I've included a color code key on here. The orange is the footings, the darker orange represents heavier footings, the gray is the frames, the dark gray is the first layer of the roof, and the blue indicates areas closed off from the outside, generally scaled back at a 45-degree angle from the weather. Darker blue indicates second and third floor areas. So here it is, and here you go. Giga Texas is 49.9% done, and at the current pace, it will be completed in 489 days since groundbreaking, on or about November 18th of this year. As far as we can tell, as of today's construction, the site is 22% one floor, 62% two floors, and 16% three or more floors. So just in terms of the area of the site already framed, there is 2.25 million square feet on the ground floor, another 1.4 million on the second floor, and no less than 713,000 square feet on the third and higher floors, since I haven't been tracking the fourth floors. There's really not that many of them. The total square footage already framed in at Giga Texas is 4.36 million square feet. So what did I miss or misunderstand? Subscribe if you haven't already so you won't miss the next one of these, and stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you super clever robots in the semi-clever future where we both intend to live.